Hello, my beautiful, beautiful Narc Free family. Today, I just wanted to share a quick message to hopefully motivate some of you all to look at the abuse from the narcissist in a different way. Because what happens is when you're in the thick of it and you're going through everything and you are finding out what you've gotten yourself into, and then you are overwhelmed, and then you start watching all these videos and things, and they're all on repeat, okay, because you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't know this and I didn't know that, and so you're learning all of these things, okay, and it becomes overwhelming, and you start to digest the fact that you were basically in a trap and that you were conned. And yes, that's true, okay. However, what I want you to look at once you're out of one of these kind of relationships is that you don't have to stay there. But guess who does? Okay? Let me just give you a visualization. Just picture a bird cage, and you've been in this cage, and unbeknownst to you, there was a lock on this cage. You were in there. You didn't know that the narcissist looked at you as someone that they wanted to serve them and all this. You thought you were loving on them. You thought when you were helping them with their business, or they were asking you to have children with them and asking you to be a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, that they were loving you and you were loving them. Okay, you were doing things for them, and 9 times out of 10, you were doing more for them than you were doing for yourself. Gradually, you were losing yourself without knowing it, okay? But that's neither here nor there at this point, okay? So you've been locked in the cage. Now, you're out of the relationship, so the door is unlocked, it's open, you come out of the cage. But usually what happens is when you've seen them for who and what they really are, you don't even really know you're free, because now you're going around the cage because they're bullying you, they're stalking you, they're doing things to you, especially those of you who have children with them, or you've divorced them and maybe they have to pay you child support. So now they see you as enemy number one, okay? Because even though they were cheating and lying and scheming and they got caught up, and the relationship is over, in their mind, their life was not supposed to change, even though your life changed drastically. In their mind, their life shouldn't be disrupted at all, okay? Because they don't have any empathy, so they don't see that your life was disrupted at all, okay? So what happens is you're just around the cage now, because you're free, but it's kind of like you're not free, because the way they're bullying you and trying to sabotage you and coming at you. For those of you who still have a narcissist coming after you, some of y'all, the narcissist, you have children with them, and maybe you cause a big enough narcissistic injury that they get ashamed, so ashamed that they go away, all right, and they leave you alone. But in a lot of cases, that's not what happens. They actually come after you and basically hunt you down and try to traumatize you and trigger you, and they try to get you to react to the abuse so that then they could win and have the upper hand and try to take your kids from you and all this foolishness and crazy making. They don't even want the kids, okay? They just want to hurt you. So what happens is, I digress, as you're around this cage, you don't even really know you're free. You know the relationship is over, but you're still not really actually free at this point, okay? Then what happens is, as time goes by, you start to see all the games they're playing. You start to see how predictable they are. And so before they can play their next game, you already know basically what they're going to do. They've sent you some message, or they've done something, and they've kind of let you know what their next game is going to be. Or just say, for instance, every time the weather is bad, at any point, they're not going to get your children, okay? They've done it once. They've done it twice. They've used COVID as a way to not get the children. Well, come on now. This is a pattern. So now you know, because they're trying to get you to lose your job. They always got some kind of devious little scurrying cockroach type of situation going on. You cut the kitchen light on, and then that roach scurries under the stove or under the refrigerator in the dirt and the muck all underneath there where you ain't cleaned in a while, that's where they go. So they're always in this level of toxicity, no matter when the relationship is over. Okay, so here you are. Time goes by, you start picking up on their patterns, and you start being like, oh, they said the weather's going to be bad, so they're probably not going to get the kids. So, I need to make other arrangements, because even when the weather gets better, they're not going to get them. They're just going to act like their whole visitation, they just didn't know they were supposed to have it. They're going to lie and say, oh, the weather's still bad over here, even though they live in the same state as you and the weather's fine. Don't worry about it. That's more time that you get with your children. Just figure out a way to get some emergency care when you know these situations are going to happen. That way you don't let them get too much of your energy, because they show you who they are. Believe them. Okay, believe that this is what they're gonna most likely always be doing, and just go ahead and make preparations. Okay, and so here's what I want to say. Now, you've been staying close to this cage because they've been bullying you and doing all this stuff, so you couldn't even really get a taste of freedom or really enjoy yourself. But now some time has passed. You peep their game before they even do it. You've got all your stuff in order. You're getting healed. You're drinking your water. You're eating the spinach. You're doing everything you need to be doing. You're getting your glow up. You're looking good. You're feeling good. You done went and got you a little wardrobe. You done started investing some perfumes, or if you're a guy, some colognes. Okay, you're looking good. You're smelling good. Okay, you on your ish. All right, and so now you ain't around the cage, all close to the cage. You realize you're free at this point, and you realize that you get further and further outside of this cage. Guess what you see? When you look at the cage, guess what you see? Look at that cage. You see that itty bitty little cowardly narcissist in the cage. You know why they in the cage? Because, see, they think that they own everybody that they've ever been with. They think you are their property, all right? So when you fly free and you escape the cage, and they can't do anything with you anymore, they cannot manipulate you anymore, they cannot gaslight you anymore. It is so amazing that a narcissist will try to gaslight you in black and white. They will try to gaslight you in a message, because if you all have gone no contact properly, you should not be speaking to them or engaging with them where you're having conversations with them, because they will twist your words and do all this stuff. So that's why you keep everything electronic. Then you can message them and say, hey, boo, you can't, don't say boo, you make it business-like. You cannot gaslight me in black and white. I'm sorry, y'all. It's so good. You're going to start laughing at the things that you used to traumatize you, and now you're like, look at this little fool over here. Look at this little fool. He's still doing all this stuff. She's still cutting up over there. They ain't got nothing better to do. No, baby, they ain't got nothing better to do. So what happens is, now you see them for who they are. They're in that little cage, and they're looking up, and they're seeing all their old supplies, the ones that got away. And the way that they are made up, you might be the only one that got away, that they truly cannot come back and forth to. And which is why they're making such a ruckus, because it has been their habit to be able to come back. And you like, no, I'm good. I'm getting plane tickets and going places, and I'm helping myself in my own business, and I'm spending energy that I would have spent on the narcissist on me, and spending money that I would have been sacrificing time, I would have been sacrificing to help someone else, I'm now putting on me. That's your attitude. You're putting it on you now. So you don't want no parts of that no more. You don't want that toxicity no more. And they realize that, and no matter how hard they try, guess who's trapped in the cage now? Oh, y'all don't hear me? Y'all don't hear me? Who up in the cage now? Okay? Because now all they want is the supply you were giving them that they can no longer find anywhere else. Each one of y'all is special. Now, I'm not saying that they love you as a person or your aura or your essence. No. They don't know how to feel you, so they can't connect with you. But how you supplied them, they will miss that. okay? And they will be longing for that, whatever that was that you did for them. If you adored them, and they can never get that kind of adoration that they got from you, from anyone else, they will miss the adoration that you gave them. If that was the thing that they needed you for, and the thing that you were really good at that you did for them, they will miss that. Whatever the gifts were and the things were that you did for them. Some of them are going to tell you something like, oh, they don't want no, baby mama or baby daddy. They want a wife or a husband that they can have children with and build a home with. And they ask you to have children with them. They ask you to stay home with the children and all of this kind of stuff, only to try to trap you. And you're not realizing at the time, you really think all this is love, when really all of this is a trap. Oh, y'all, I didn't never put my little microphone thing. I hope y'all can hear this. But what I wanted to say to you is, look at me now. That's what you need to be thinking when you're thinking about this. Look at me now. Because you are going and growing and moving forward. Onward and upward is where you are going. Onward, upward, forward, moving is where you are going, and they are stuck, still playing their little devious games, still wondering why nothing is working for them, because things will only work for them temporary, because they're only able to hide their false self temporarily. They can't hide that they're deceptive forever, because everything you do in the dark comes out into the light at some point. It might not come that day, but it will come. And see, it's unfortunate that they have to keep bumping their head before they say, hey, something ain't right here. I keep running people off, or I keep doing stuff to people and then saying people are doing stuff to me. They know what they're doing. For those of you who think they don't know what they're doing, they absolutely know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, because they'll come home. I think I said this in my last video. They'll go cheat on you, or they'll have somebody up in your house, in your bed, baby, up in your house, in your bed. Some chick they done introduced you to in the past. And now when you come home, they done vacuum. So maybe you've been out of town. You been out, I'm sorry. I just got to go there, because we got to keep it real over here on this channel. Maybe you've gone out of town several times, and maybe you've gone home to see family or something, and they've never done anything when you've left. But this time, they vacuum the whole house. But when you get home, this is strange, and you see a few other things that are strange. And then you start seeing some hair around your house, but it ain't your hair. It ain't your hair. But see, they vacuum because they knew what they did was wrong, and they try to hide it. But see, when you catch them up, this is just an example. I'm just saying, when they get caught up in it, then they want to lie about it. Well, if it was okay to have another woman or another man up in your house, up in your bed, when you wasn't there, then when you came home, wouldn't they tell you, hey, baby, I had that chick from my job, that one I introduced you to in Burlington, the one that was talking to me too much, and you had said, she showed talking to you a lot, and she talking to you like, she know too much of your personal business, and she okay with being in your space while I'm standing here. That one, well, when you was out of town, see, I had invited her over, and see, them stains that's on the sheets that you see, the ones I'm going to later lie to you about and say I was thinking about you missing you, those stains, that was because of her. You okay with that though, right? Because I introduced you to you in Burlington. They know you ain't okay with it. That's why they lie. They know what they do is wrong. I'm sorry. For all of y'all who think they don't know, why is that when they get caught, they lie about it? Because if they thought they were okay, and they thought what they were doing was okay, there would be no need to lie about it. It would just be an accident. Oh, I didn't know that it was inappropriate to be a married person and bring someone else home and have them in our bed and do the things I do with you with them. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. It will never happen again. Y'all listen, when you get far enough out, this stuff you gonna be laughing at. You gonna be just so glad that you're no longer in the cage that's locked, and that you're no longer in the cage just circling around the cage being bullied. You out here, nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. That's your attitude. Upward, onwards, forward. That's the energy you moving in. You ain't looking back. You ain't trying to be back there. You ain't no forever supply. You the kind where they caught you. They had their little time with you. They got exposed, and you out. You out. Okay. Love y'all. Anyone who is interested in coaching, I think I didn't even say my name. My name is Cree, with the channel Narc Free. You can look down below in the comments and in the description box and email me if you are in need of coaching. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I love y'all. Love y'all. Peace and blessings. Bye bye, my beautiful Narc Free family.